Good evening, everyone. It's your man of the hour, the man with the power, the living legend of professional wrestling punditry. Hello, my name is Lee Hazell, and this is a SteelChair Shoot, where wrestling's best writers fire from the hip and unleash their uncensored opinions upon an unsuspecting world. This week, we've given a live mic to James.
Hello there.
And Steph.
Hello.
And we're all here to talk about TLC 2007. James, we'll start off with you on this because I know you were the only one who made the life choice to see Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks.
Oh, well, you
know.
know.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give you a few seconds to explain yourself on that one.
Why did it have to be Alicia Fox? I'm really sick of her, character at the minute, which just seems to be, I'm crazy and I'm going to scream a lot, which, guess what, makes me want to turn off most of the time. She's just so loud, and it's so, you know what it is? It's like a toddler ran into the ring and then started having a tantrum. That's what Alicia Fox is at the minute, a character. But other than that, the match was fine. It's like your basic face heel thing, and Sasha got the better. So yes, they'll never win for Sasha, and wherever she's going to go from here, we'll see. Especially since she's on the pre-show.
Well, I mean, they couldn't put it on the actual pay-per-view proper because they just gave this match away for free before TLC, and they gave it away after TLC. So if you're paying your money, and one of the things you've paid your money for is Alicia Fox versus Sasha Banks, that's not really worth it. And
a flawless business plan.
Oh God. And when it comes to,
in fact, it's not the Alicia Fox Sasha Banks who push me to not to watch the kickoff pre-show. It's mostly Drew Gulak PowerPoint.
Oh yeah,
Drew Gulak PowerPoint, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So when I saw that,
he did complain about that. Yeah, he was like when they were doing the whole panel show. And you just heard like a sound in the background, like, oh god, what's that? And then they see Drew Gulak running around with like a megaphone, going like, "We will not be silenced." So I thought that was great. I'm very amused by very silly things sometimes, but not by Alicia Fox screaming. That is my standard.
No, I mean, obnoxiousness can only take you so far as a gimmick goes. Asuka defeated Emma in what many thought would probably be a squash match, but it actually was a lot more competitive than what people were expecting it to be, especially considering as how they've built up Asuka in the last few weeks, and how they've not built up Emma at all. In fact, they've been flailing around with Emma like the feet of a duck when it's trying to collapse underwater. You know what I mean. Anyway,
Yes, your duck pun's unknown.
Yeah, it's really hard to come up with excellent jokes when you're doing it on the fly instead of scripting it and pre-recording it.
We script everything. We're all scripted here.
Okay, yeah, but it's kind of a weird thing what they've done here with this match because they've not built up Emma at all. Asuka is supposed to be this woman who's gone on one of the biggest undefeated streaks for the WWE in decades, undefeated NXT Women's Champion, and Emma right now is kind of a nobody, and they put her on equal footing with Asuka, which just sort of begs the question, like, is Asuka in the same broadband rating now as Asuka?
The only thing I was really, really worried about going into this was, are they going to job Asuka out? Because I know someone in the back was probably thinking, hey, we've built her up for months. How about we throw them a curveball and just make her look like an absolute wimp against Emma? But I'm glad that didn't happen, or else I would have probably unsubscribed from the network at that point. But, I do agree is that they've built her up this much, and then just to have us come up as an equal almost is a bit of a weird decision. But she did come out on top. She did come out victorious. And I feel like she did end up looking strong. So I feel like they're on the right track with Asuka. I'm just hoping they stay on this track and we don't get a situation with other people that have come up from NXT, e.g. Nakamura, Ty Dillinger, and other countless names thrown into the pile.
Steph, what did you think of the match?
I was quite surprised she was in Raw roster. Um, I think really she would have fit the SmackDown mold better to debut, but they send her to Raw, where there's many women that are not doing quite a lot. I wasn't expecting a squash match. It was interesting to make them compete again, because Emma and Asuka made NXT take over London together. They gave a little bit of credit to Emma, but we have so few of Asuka, so few. Of course, she won. It was a debut pay-per-view, but could have been really more better, really.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that it wasn't a squash match, because I think squash matches should happen on television. I think if you're putting up the money for a pay-per-view, you should never have a squash match on there, because they're boring, they're uneventful, they're over in like minutes. So I'm glad it was a competitive match. I just don't think this was the person to have that competitive match with.
I'm gonna counter that quickly. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. That was eventful.
No, it was...
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I disagree with that immensely. Like, I think that all of Brock Lesnar and Goldberg's encounters were in, like, Rumble, Survivor Series, WrestleMania. I thought they were boring as hell. I thought they were completely predictable.
But Survivor Series got people talking. It got people going, holy shit, what's going to happen? Obviously, the end result wasn't that great, but still, it got people talking and people were shocked.
Yeah, but so people were also shocked by James Ellsworth winning the SmackDown Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. That doesn't necessarily make it a good thing.
Okay, I understand your point.
No, but
oh, damn it.
for Lesnar and Goldberg, it was a money thing.
Yeah, and I'm just...
It was just buy the pay-per-view, we give you 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever, but buy the pay-per-view. That's what everything it was about.
Okay, guys, the next match, Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann defeated Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. James, what did you think of this one?
It was alright. It was fine. I mean, I do like the Cruiserweight still. I just wasn't as into it as this one, to be honest. I'm not totally sure why. I thought it was quite good. It was paced perfectly. I just wasn't as invested. Or maybe it's because I'm not a fan of Jack Gallagher as a villain. Maybe that's it. I
don't know, man. That headbutt of his, just like that, has such a crack on it. Like, there is just something when he smacks the other guy in their head with his head that seems so vicious. And I actually think that maybe, okay, now that Neville's walked out the company, they're thinking, well, who's the other British guy we've got on the roster that we can turn heel? And that turns out to be Gentleman Jack. But I think that this is going to put a new lease of life on him. I think that him being as a gentleman face, there wasn't an awful lot they could do with that. If you're going to have a gentleman in that sort of style, you need it to be a kind of heelish William Regal figure. Or maybe like Kurt Angle when he was doing his whole intensity, integrity, intelligence thing. Is that the right order? I don't think it is. I don't think anybody really knows the right order of the three eyes. But yeah. Sorry, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say that I preferred Jack Gallagher as a face because he just seemed more, well, charming as the friendly gentleman. I mean, like the stuff that I've seen from him in 205 Live when he, especially at the start when he had a gentleman's duel with Arya Daivari,
yes.
Or when they had like a negotiation sort of thing. I thought that was good. I mean,
that was great. Yeah,
those were good character moments. But like Jack Gallagher as a bad guy doesn't seem to be doing that much of it. I don't think that's Jack's fault. I think that could just be to the lack of like actual writing they've got for him at the minute. But like the dialogue that he's been saying, particularly like in like pre-show stuff and just off of 205 Live, just seems to be sort of generic heel things, which is a shame considering the character that he had was, polite, willing to stand up for what's right. And this one just kind of seems like, oh, I'm not that anymore. I'm just gonna say bad guy things.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's what I think. I don't like heel Jack Gallagher.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're sort of convincing me here a little bit. When it comes to Gentleman Jack, I don't know, like, I can see a lot of potential for the gentleman character in the heelish sort of way, but I don't know whether or not they can capitalize on that. Steph, what did you think of the match?
At first, I would say that Jack Gallagher, he would never be a good heel. It's not working. It's like for Sami Zayn. It's not working. They want us to hate them, and it's not happening. You can't. I love Jack Gallagher. It's really, really great. I absolutely can't understand why he's not Cruiserweight champion. Has never been. It was interesting to see that there was 2 Cruiserweight matches in the pay-per-view. It was the first time. In the I don't consider the kickoff, but in the card, in the big card, it was interesting. And because we all saw the match between Gallagher and Neville, and we know what he's able of, it was a little bit disappointing. That his team with Kendrick is not working great. It's not good yet. In the contrary of Swan and Alexander, who are really working great. It wasn't bad match, but one team was working way more. It was working better than the other. My point of view.
Next match, onto happier tidings, onto much happier things, and proof that venereal disease can actually book matches better than WWE's creative team. This is the Demon Finn Balor versus AJ Styles in a singles match. James, go for this one.
So, my thoughts on this match could be summarized in in like an angelic hymns. It goes like, oh, the gift has been given. We have finally, Steph, we are in a happy place because Finn Balor and AJ Styles happened, and it was glorious. I've gone back to watch it a few times now, just to let it all sink in. And I know it sounds like I'm like bigging this match up to be incredible, but in all honesty, it was great. This was one of the things that I really wanted to see in general. And now that they put it on TLC, I was fully invested to this point to where I wanted to see what was going to happen. And it did not disappoint. There was plenty of high spots, plenty of things thrown in, plenty of stuff just to throw off a little bit to see who would win. I think the right decision was made to let Finn Balor win, because that makes him look strong in any aspect, and in the case of booking, I think it works, and also it can work maybe if they do another match in the future, hopefully, possibly, maybe we'll see. But I fully enjoyed this match, and then the ending, which was totally organic, as proven by AJ on Twitter, that the two sweet club members, two sweeted. What's the plural for that? They two sweeted? Is that? Oh well, they did the thing. They did the thing, and they united, and the crowd went wild, and that was beautiful. Steph, your thoughts?
Yes, we all wanted to see Styles versus Balor because it never happened, even in GPW nowhere. It was a first ever. Yes, I wanted to see. Yes, I wanted to see someone push Balor out of his classical repertoire, because the matches are always his moves are always the same. So I wanted to see someone push him and push him forward. The problem is we didn't have the build-up. It was made because of the mumps, and everybody was happy to see the match. We really saw that these two guys as an unbelievable chemistry. It's the kind of match that is really, you don't want to glimpse, you don't want to just close your eyes for a second, because you know it's going to be great and you want more. It was like an appetizer. I would say it was like an appetizer for a future match. And AJ Styles was very happy. And Balor said on after that he won another match. And of course he won another match. We all won another match. I think Balor won, but it could
Balor
have
did
been
win.
it could have been Styles too. It was legit in the two senses for me. And I love the fact that suddenly we saw AJ Styles he has his repertoire, he has his move, he has the calf crusher, I wrote on that this move, that the 450, etc., etc. But he's constantly improving and bringing something new. And this is something Balor was. Balor, it was always okay. Sling Blade, 1916, double stomp, coup de grace. To open. I hate the fact that they are saying coup de grace, because it's not a coup de grace, it's a coup de grace.
Oh, it is pronounced coup de grace.
It's a coup de grace. It's not a coup de grace. And the way Michael Cole is saying here, I want to strangle it. Strangle him, because I'm the French. I am. French I am, and the French I always will be. It's not, you can pronounce it like grass, like green grass, so it's not as complicated.
Well, but it's better than Coupe
it was
de
an
Grace.
appetizer. Honestly, it was, for me, it's like an appetizer for a future match. And
hopefully
we tasted something absolutely delicious, and like, as always, when it's delicious, you want more. It's really the kind of match that can fit WrestleMania or this kind of event, because it can be a 20-30 minute match with great moves, with great things, and with the good build up. Wow, it can be awesome. And yeah, I want more. And it was the match of the night.
Absolutely. This match, I was surprised, not surprised, but you could sort of see it if you really know your ring psychology and you really know about how to put a match together. This was essentially, it was a house show match. Two guys who they've experienced together, they know each other, they've conversed and things, but especially in the WWE ring, this is their first meeting. And not only that, this was a surprise coming together after viral meningitis took down Bray Wyatt. But, and AJ Styles was on a tour. He had to come all the way from another continent on a very long plane ride. And God, didn't he do well after having to wrestle pretty much straight away from like an 8-hour flight. Incredibly well
10
done.
hours.
10 hour flight. And it shows you that these two guys, two of the most experienced people in wrestling today, two of the best students, the best scholars, and the best teachers of wrestling, come together after 2 days and produce a far better match than two failed football players, failed actors, failed bodybuilders could do with months of planning. And even WWE can find a way to ruin that, because AJ Styles did the job to Finn Balor. AJ Styles, who was supposed to be in the championship conversation for Jinder Mahal's WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then Finn Balor, the next day, loses cleanly to Kane. An irrelevant relic of the Attitude Era, who just so happens to be 6 foot something, which, Vince, Big Daddy Mac, Vinnie Mac absolutely loves, and they can't leave it alone. They just cannot let us have this nice little golden nugget, and the next day, one of the world's greatest wrestlers has to job to one of Vince McMahon's big sweaty men.
Big sweaty mayoral candidate, Ben.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. You know, like this was supposed to be just an out-and-out celebration of joy about two of the best in-ring competitors coming together and having one of the best matches of the year, WWE matches of the year. Still not. I mean, like if these guys had a few weeks to sort it out, they would absolutely make one of the matches of the year, and especially with some build-up with some story behind it. But yeah, like right now, WWE for me still don't have a single contender for me in the top 5. This might make top 10, but anyway, does anybody have anything to say about the fruit and veg man?
Oh yes,
the fruit and veg trader Jason Jordan defeating Elias Sampson in a singles match, an impromptu singles match. Does anybody want to take this?
The only thing that was really interesting about it was literally what you said about well, for context, Elias was trying to perform in front of the audience and, you know, belittle them and, you know, agitate the audience there, where a sudden Jason Jordan with a trolley of vegetables for some reasons, and then just started throwing them at Elias and having a really good time about it.
All he was missing was a flat cap, and he could have been doing that on East Street.
4 for a pound.
Yeah, like poor Jason Jordan been lumbered with the worst ideas, like just the trickling down of the ideas that must go through creative, and he's the one at the end of the table that gets the scraps. Just
so not only is he Kurt Angle's son, he's also has an allotment.
Yeah. He's a wheelbarrow man. I mean, and the thing is the guy is a good wrestler. Like, you could see him try his absolute hardest to get something out of Elias during this match. Who, Elias, by the way, is a singing gimmick, and that's all he is. This guy cannot get it done in the ring. What the hell they were doing calling him up from NXT, I just cannot even. Steph, what did you think of this? Did you think anything? You can skip this one if you want. We can go straight to the main event. I don't mind that at
all. Poor vegetables. Because poor vegetables. We saw it coming, because when he's coming with the caddy and sending they don't took tomatoes. It would have been nice. Well, boom, boom,
That's
boom,
what we're asking for, guys.
So, okay, you understand you will have another match. Okay. Elias versus Jason Jordan. Oh, daddy, please, can I wrestle Jason? Can I wrestle Elias? Yes, son, you can do your match. Yeah, poor Jason Jordan. But at the same time, I'm happy to see Chad Gable doing a great job with Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown. That's a match to forget. No, not really. It's not a match for a pay-per-view. Seriously.
Why wasn't this on the pre-show?
It was anything. Like, we have 5 minutes, yeah. Or Drew Gulak PowerPoint, well, yeah, we don't give a damn. But Jason Jordan, Elias, and vegetables, yeah. Oh, no. It was like, it was like, not boring, not interesting. I don't even understand why, what they are doing with Jason Jordan. Everybody knows. I remember the Hall of Fame and Kurt Angle with his family saying, yeah, I want to thank my son, my daughter, my 3 younger daughters. And suddenly, so everybody knows, sorry, it can work. It can't work. It's stupid. It's so stupid. I don't know. I really want to be a little mouse and be in the room when the creative are working just to see what they are doing. Because sometimes it's so stupid. The things are so stupid. And we can thank them for that.
Yep. Thank you.
Fucking
Thank you, Mum.
months.
Leah, there's your title, Lee.
Fucking months, right. Yeah, if we are going to do this whole thing where we have an impromptu match, a match that hasn't been promoted, that wasn't planned for the event apart from, in WWE's career ever, can we at least have a good match? Can we have a nice surprise? Can we have something we might actually care about? And if so, or maybe this was planned for months and WWE were just like, we can't advertise this. It'll make nobody actually want to watch. This will have a negative impact on the amount of people who want to buy who want to buy the pay-per-view. Anyway, right, the next match was yet another surprise caused by the mumps. Kurt Angle, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins versus The Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Kane in what is not overbooked at all. A 5-on-3 handicap match with ladders, tables, ladders, and chairs. God, I finally said it. Right, okay, guys, I'm going to need you two to take the head up on this one because I'm having trouble remembering everything happened in this entertaining nightmare.
So, the first thing that came to mind was the strike one. They didn't let Kurt Angle come out with his music. That was strike one.
I'm going to defend that. I'm going to defend that. I thought that Kurt Angle being a honorary member of the Shield was nice. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Ridiculous.
I love the moment where they give them the Roman Reigns. I don't have the word on the jacket. Yeah. The jacket is. I think it was a great gesture to say, yeah, Roman is not there, but you're welcomed in the team, in the stable.
Yes, the memes, the absolute memes of it. Like they were just showing, there was just loads of freeze frames over Twitter just saying it's like when your dad has to come out with you.
I will say one of the most enjoyable things about it was just how he looked. Like he was, one of those, for some those little chubby 10-year-old kids who for some reason are also bald. Yeah. That's what he looks like. He looked like the chubby 10-year-old kid who was in a Make-A-Wish Foundation. His last wish was to be part of the Shield. Like, just the look on his face, the happy look on his face, as Dean and Seth are trying to look as badass as they possibly can do.
And he's just like, I'm here.
It was fantastic. Like, that was, apart from AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, it was just the best part of the night for me. So, continue, James.
I was going to say, I didn't like...
minutes. It was 45 minutes.
Oh my god, yes. We'll get on to that, but I'm still on the first strike. That's because they didn't let him come up with his music. That's fine. They didn't let him come out with his music and his attire. That's one of the things I was looking for. Why are you denying me this, guy?
Because he can then do that at WrestleMania for the first time. Oh. And that will be really something special.
Fair enough. Fine. I will retract the strike slightly, but I will put the strike back on for him looking like he's walking down. Like, how do you do, fellow kids? And oh god, the first few bits were the Shield the Shield dominating, and basically in the 5-on-3. And it just slowly turned into how a handicap match should work, with the multiple numbers actually beating down on the smaller numbers. But then it just sort of, do you know what it was? It felt like spot after spot. It was just one. Hey, look, we're gonna put this guy through. We're gonna do this guy through with a chair. Then we're gonna go do this table thing. Oh, then you're going to climb the ladders and then jump on the tables. And then we're going to do another. It just felt very, very spot, just spot after spot. Not really any actual wrestling. That was weird. I didn't expect that, guys. And then it just sort of, again, just kept getting worse. And then it got to the point where The Miz brought out a rubbish thing, and then he wanted to murder Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. I mean, because what do you? Is that me? Is putting someone in a rubbish compactor type thing not considered an attempted murder at some point? He's expecting a kid on the way. Does he really have time to go to jail at this point? Oh yeah, and then there was a thing with Kane and Braun Strowman, like a slight feud between them, and then ultimately ended with Kane getting the upper hand against Braun Strowman. Again, going back to your point, Lee, where we've got a guy who is way past his time, being just dominating the young, well, I say young, the upcoming star known as Braun Strowman. What started? You know what sums up this match to me? This sums up this match to me as a hopeful glimmer slowly turning into a middle finger. That's what it feels like to me as a whole.
Yeah. Me personally, after Kurt Angle got carried out after taking a pretty decent bump into some tables, then all of a sudden it was 5-on-2, and they were all just hammering Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. And at this point in time, I'm kind of looking at my watch, and I'm thinking, oh wow, there's another solid half an hour of this show to go. Like, it's just mental at this point. Like, and so many layers, so many things happen. I can't even remember most of what happened before Kurt Angle went through the tables. Because then it was just like, the garbage truck, which, like, okay, you're expecting us to believe that he's in there, but then he can't possibly be in there, because if he was, he'd be, like, strawberry jam by this point. So does Braun Strowman have some of, like, Bray Wyatt's spooky magic, or are we trying to say he's the new Undertaker now and he can come back from the dead? I'm just lost, so confused.
I mean, if Braun Strowman doesn't come back with, like, it goes on the shot, it pulls in on a shot of a garbage truck, and it's just his fist punching out of it, then I'm going to be severely disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing. Steph, you talk. I'm not even sure I can. I enjoyed the match. I will say that. I enjoyed the match. I was entertained. But I just kept looking at my watch every now and again thinking, how long have we got, like, left of this? Steph, go for it.
I just wanted to go to bed. I was on the verge of falling asleep in my chair. You are listening to me? It's okay. The teeny issue. What was the mums? Reigns is out. 5-on-3. Don't really understand the necessity of it. Of course, the Shield would win. But they were not even sure Kurt Angle would be in the match, because he had the green light from the doctors like the day before. So they gambled. Hello, I'm the future Knox County Mayor, and they put the mask back on him, and they now want to make him have a storyline with Braun Strowman. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much of the match, because, of course, it was a way to make the Shield win, etc. It would. The addition, Kurt Angle, in a way, you said you wish you could have heard his music and be in ring attire. Yeah, but for the people who are, if some people enjoyed to see Kurt Angle wrestling, it's a good way to make another match and make him come with his music, his attire, and the classic "You suck." It was great. It was great to see him back. He really did well in this match, and it was quite unexpected. It was a match to make the Shield win, come back, etc., etc. It was long. It was way too long. The 5 versus 3, it was also very unnecessary because it was the Miz, Cesaro, and Sheamus were somewhere not useful in the match. It was long. It was long, and it was sometimes boring. I expect Braun Strowman not to be strawberry jam now, but it's something that went out of nowhere again. When Kane came back the Monday just before on Raw, we should have realized that something was going wrong, and Bray Wyatt was not on TV, but it was there was a promo. Jojo was not there, but Bodaras, well, but we at this moment we didn't know for the months. Or viral meningitis, I don't know exactly, but it struck me after that. We should at that time understand that something was going wrong, because making Kane come back, do we really need him back? Some rumors, we don't work on rumors in the news section of SteelChair, but of course I'm reading them. There are some planes. There are some planes for they are trying, if they can, to make Taker and Kane versus the Shield for Survivor Series, and it would be great. It would be great because Taker started at Survivor Series. For one last match, it would be great. If it's the reason why they make him come back, okay, I fully agree, because it would be great. But the match itself, months or not, it was for the Shield. And I don't even understand why they recreated the Shield. I was against. I was just expecting who is going to betray this time. I'm betting on Ambrose, personally.
I would so love it if it was Reigns. I think that would be the best thing they could ever do with Roman Reigns, is to have him be the one who splits up the Shield this time.
They wouldn't do it though. They would never dare.
Because it's a good idea. That's why it's a good idea.
But it's Vince's protege. You can't do.
You can't touch Vince's baby.
You can't touch Vince's big baby. Everything is plain. He's the one that is going. He's the guy that's supposed to destroy Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
He's not a guy. He's not just one guy. He's the guy that we all hate.
They are purely and surely, they are insisting on the fact that this guy is the future of this company.
But he's got them up right now, so he's all right for a little bit. We won't see him for a while.
Better. There's so much better in this company. That's yeah. They will have to make another match because people didn't have the Shield coming back in a pay-per-view. So at Survivor Series, we're gonna have something else. If it's Taker and Kane, oh my God, it would be great. It would be great. I'm not sure it's going to happen or not, because we all know the Taker is not in good shape at all. If it's happening, it would be great. It would be it could be great. I don't know how many times they want the Shield to to work together again. It was supposed to be on a showtime basis. But again, they are so short on creativity that they are taking back the old recipe that was working 3-4 years ago, and are not trying to make something that can be interesting.
No.
That's why, the Shield was great 3-4 years ago. Now we saw the potential of the three guys. They are great. Seth Rollins was a world champion. Dean Ambrose was a world champion too. Roman Reigns too. But it's Vince's protege, so it's so different. But they paid their dues, and making them being a team again, I think it's quite bad. It's quite bad. It's like we don't have anything to make you to do. We don't have anything for you as a single wrestler. So why not putting you back together? People would be happy, etc., etc. We're gonna sell T-shirts because I'm sure it's a hit on the shop. What was I really appreciated to see Angle back in the ring. When I saw the matches he had with Shane McMahon in 2000, 2001, etc. against Jeff. Missing to some points, but Angle was a great wrestler, and it was cool to see him back. It's supposed to be a one night only. If only they can make him wrestle again, it could be great. Just another. I don't know. Honestly, it was supposed to be a one shot, but it would be, I think, more interesting that the Goldberg come back, because Kurt Angle has a more interesting and rich wrestling, and for the youngest who never saw him wrestling, because we are grannies of wrestling. He had so much great matches, and it gave me the desire to see him wrestling again, if it was possible. But the match itself, it was long, and like I said, the pay-per-views is starting at 2 a.m. in France, and so it's finishing at 5 a.m., 5:30. Trust me, I everything I want to do is to go at that time. So
yeah,
but it was not a bad match. It was not a bad match, but the build-up was not that great. It was everything for the Shield. So no, I was not. I'm not a fan of the Shield. I've never been.
I think you're on your own there. I think everybody else in the world absolutely loves them. But at the same time, I just, like, the reasoning for them coming back is crap. It's just so crap. Like, they could have come back at Survivor Series and helped Roman Reigns win the World Heavyweight title, and that would have been a fantastic thing to end SummerSlam with. And everyone would have been absolutely on board with it. But they're only bringing them back now because it's football season, the NFL American football season, and WWE traditionally have exceedingly poor ratings at this time of year, so they're using the Shield to bring back that. The antagonist of this whole thing, the person who has done the stuff that makes everyone want to come together, makes the Shield want to come together, not the Authority, not Triple H, the Miz. The Miz is the reason that the Shield have come back together. Like, and I like the Miz as much as anybody, but my God, like, is this seriously the only thing that we've got? like to bring back the Shield with. Anyway, guys, anybody else have any final thoughts?
I just thought it was a great pay-per-view with some blemishes in between, but AJ Styles and Finn Balor forever, baby.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Steph,
Yeah,
do you have anything?
hopefully- Yeah, luckily we have Balor versus Styles to make us dream a little. Because if you want to, if some of you is dreaming of Enzo Amore, I would never talk to him ever again. So no, but it was not a bad pay-per-view, and with the situation they were in, they did something great with these bumps, and they did quite well.
Okay. Yeah.
Well said.
Okay,
Well
guys.
said.
Yeah, I've really got to wrap this up now. So there you have it, folks. That was a SteelChair Shoot. Thank you for listening to all of our ramblings. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, to share, and to comment if you agree or if you disagree. Please check out the mag at issuu.com/SteelChair. That's issue.com/SteelChair, where you can find all our back issues. You can catch us all on Twitter at SteelChair Mag. James, what's your Twitter?
It is James RT101.
And Steph, what's your Twitter?
At French Nigma, so FRENCHNYGMA.
And you can catch me at Fire Like a Cow. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you all next time.